Hey y'all, back again for another episode of Half Mom, Whole Chaos. So this week we're gonna talk, or I'm gonna tell y'all some stories that I have gotten from other moms and stepmoms and stuff that I'm extremely surprised about, but then sometimes I'm not. It's so crazy what I get told. From biological moms hating the stepmom that does literally everything for them to biological moms and stepmoms not getting along, the ones that do get along, the ones that still have the audacity to talk crap to their kids, even though they're old enough to repeat it, the ones that are just coming into this new parenting, co-parenting thing, and they just don't know how to get it right. And they actually are asking for advice. There's just all kinds of things, and I think it goes for stepmoms, stepdads, biological moms, biological dads. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that just don't choose their kids first, and choose the kids period first, and the battles between them are in front of kids sometimes, and it's just wild to me. Like, y'all are idiots because the kids see that crap and live through that crap. I did. I've seen it all. I remember till this day how my mom and dad went down, and I know kids that remember how their parents were, and it's just unbelievable that parents actually do that nowadays. Like, we should be better than that. But I want your opinions from this podcast today too. I want to hear from you guys of what y'all think the stories I'm going to tell you, because these are all anonymous stories. If you know who you are, then you know who you are, but they're all coming anonymously from me, and I just want to get them out there because they've been sent to me to be able to put out there. I'm gonna start with one. It's a new girl. She just came to me randomly, doesn't know me, from God's Adam on TikTok, and she said, "Hey, I don't know you from God's Adam, but I've listened to your TikToks, and I want my story to be on one of your TikToks." I'm saying TikTok, and I mean podcast. Y'all know what I meant. Anyway, she said, "Being a stepmom, you get stepped on when you're the one who always stepped up." So she has a son. She came into his life when he was 10 years old. She was only 22. He'll be 24 this year. And his mom moved 14 or so hours away, and he was 10. And his dad worked night shift. And so the dad got custody of him. Friends and family don't acknowledge or recognize the stepmom figure because she didn't birth him, but her heart did. And she said, "I never wasn't there for him. I did the details of the mother and showing up and everything. I always showed up from the smallest things: nightmares, bloody noses, school pickup, school drop off, fundraisers. He always had me in his audience. School project, awards, concerts. He was in the band, birthdays, lunches, at school, parent, teacher conferences, teeth brushing, cleaning, clothes, safe, content. I'm the one who took him to the doctor appointments when he was sick, taught him to drive, fed him. There was nothing I didn't do. The learning curve, ADHD diagnosis, and medication trials. Stepmoms step up so much, and they're the first ones to be ever overlooked. And I'm so blessed and grateful that my husband has been so supportive and appreciative of it, or it would have not worked. Um, that doesn't mean it wasn't hard, or I would never choose this path again. Um, and so basically, she wanted to tell me that after all this, and on Mother's Day, his mom hates her, and all she has of her for her is love, and his mom hates her. How on God's green earth do you hate somebody that does so much for your kids? How do you hate them? Is it because they stepped into your place when you decided to step out? Or, like, I just don't understand, how do you hate somebody that does so much? It's insane. Um I won't lie and say that me and my kid's mom have always gotten along. We haven't. We had a very rough patch in the beginning and for several years. But then we came to this point and we just started getting along, and now we do. We're the ones that talk. And if I don't agree with something, I tell her. She don't agree with something, she tells me. I'm sure it's not all the time, but we do. And I'll let her know when decisions are made or whatever. She lets me know what they're going to do, things like that. And she knows what I do for the kids. Sometimes I do more like than their dad, but that's just how I am. And she knows that. They know that. Everybody knows that. Their own daddy knows that. He knows I'm I'm the one for that. And I've always been the one to go above and beyond for them, like I birthed them myself. And dude, we have a 16-year-old tomorrow, and me and her are most emotional humans about it. And I know she is way more emotional because she birthed him, but I'm still emotional too, and she's 100% okay with that. We have a 16-year-old tomorrow, and that's a big deal. And so I just find it so mind-boggling that you can do so much for children and be a person that hates their step parents. Like, why not co-parent with that person and be so God grateful that they're there and doing things for them? It just baffles me that people can be like that. It really does. I had another girl write me. She's been a stepmom twice, and she said it's one of the hardest jobs she's ever had to do, and no one will ever actually understand until they're in the step parenting shoes. And that goes for a man or a woman. You have to deal with the times that the kids are going to tell you, you're not my parent, or the times that you have to choose the battles between the kids and their biological parent. Because they're always going to have times like that. I know growing up, I had my mom in my life more than my dad, and I choose my mom. But at the end of the day, I did have the times where I despised my mom because of things she would do or say to me, or because she was just trying to be a parent. Now I look back and I'm like, wow, that's acceptable. Same with my dad. I had times that I didn't want my dad in my life because of the things he was doing, and now I look back and I'm like, my feelings were valid. And so when that comes a subject, I understand. Like, when people bring it to me, I understand why your feelings are valid, no matter what. No one ever knows what you've went through or what they're physically going through, but just talk about it. But the girl was talking about how she'd been a step parent twice, and this time, the first time was with a very young girl, a little girl, and the parents ended up getting back together, and after she was around. And so now she just wonders how the little girl's doing and would love to know how the little girl's doing in life, just because she was a part of her life. And that's how, I mean, I would probably be the same exact way. Now she's a parent to two boys, a stepmom to two boys, and I have a boy and a girl, so I couldn't tell you how two boys are, but that she said this one was so much different than the first time. It's such a different journey. The boys were younger when she came around, and it's been the hardest thing she's ever been through. She's lost herself multiple times in the process, constantly having to put the kids first and put my emotions and wants, needs last. And I pushed through these years because I love their dad endlessly, and he is worth it all. Even though he has a good relationship with their mom, it's not always rainbows and unicorns. I get you, girl. But when it's good, it's good. And when it's bad, it's bad. And they are both involved together in every aspect of the kids' lives. They talk to each other every day. They both talk to the kids every day, multiple times a day, no matter where the kids are with, who the kids are with, which is great. However, it does get exhausting. My husband is in constant communication with his ex. And so another thing she has to deal with is just deal with it for the kids. No, baby. It's not always just for the kids, but there's just things that you don't, I guess you deal with it for the kids, yes, but not always. You have to also set your boundaries and know what's right from wrong. And if it's for the kids, it's a different situation. If it's overstepping for the kids' parent life and it's affecting your life with your husband, they're separated for a reason, baby. So there's it's not always, you have to see that in two different aspects. I don't have that issue and I love where we're at, so I can't even go against that, but I understand where you're coming from in a way, because I know other moms that have had to deal with that. And I feel like you're generally in that situation, but you also feel some type of way because your other half had in the past left you for to go back to his baby mama. And so I would feel some type of way in every situation I got put back into, because what if I would always feel like that was going to happen to me. But then you two are married and y'all got this. Like, you got this. One day you won't have to deal with the other half because the boys will be old enough, and it's just something you just have to go through right now, and you're doing an amazing job. Don't let her affect your relationship with your husband, and don't make ever let her second guess yourself, because you got this. You got this, mama. Um the communication, maybe have a conversation with the husband and just let him know, hey, if it's about the kids, I understand, but maybe let's cut back communication as much. Y'all are separated for a reason, like, and the boys are old enough, I feel like, especially from your message, that if they're communicating with both the parents don't have to communicate every day. Or maybe make it a thing where you two communicate versus her and your husband. That's okay too. Don't let anybody tell you that's not okay. Y'all can communicate, because sometimes the mom and stepmom communicating is so much easier and understandable than the dad. And it's not, don't ever let somebody think that, well, make you think that you're putting yourself in between them because you're jealous, or I don't, not self-conscious, but y'all know the word I'm looking for. But don't ever let somebody make you think that you're doing it because of that. That's not the reason. But sometimes there's just things that you have to put yourself in the middle of, and maybe this is it. I don't know. I don't know your situation, but I do feel like there is ways around this. Um, she said stepmoms are always expected to do things with a smile on her face, and it's exhausting. Yes, girl. Yes, it is. We can't always be happy with what the decisions that are made. I can't say I always have been, but at the end of the day, no matter how exhausted I am, I do it. I love my stepkids and I'm gonna do it. Whether I have to tell my husband later, hey, I didn't agree with this, or I'll tell their mama. Me and her will talk about it and be like, hey, I just don't feel comfortable. I didn't like how this went, or hey, I have a question because I just want to know, and I know you'll be honest with me. That's how we are. So whether I'm doing it with a smile on my face or not, I have my own child that I have to deal with every day, and my kid's mother knows how she is. She knows. So she knows what I deal with on a daily basis. So when I'm having a rough time and I don't mean to have a rough time, she just knows. She just knows. Um, but I understand where you're coming from, because I know so many step parents that they struggle, and I feel like stepdads may have it worse than the moms, because the stepdads go through the stages of you're not my dad, and having to vouch between being the real parenting aspect and being able to have the say so in a household, um, and then not, and having to realize where you stand. And so I feel like I completely understand that aspect, but I feel like dads might have it more harder than moms. I know a girl that has battled with letting her kid's stepmom spank her children. And she hasn't for a long time. And girl, I'm right there with you. I have never laid a hand on my stepchildren because I do not feel comfortable with that. I have an okay from their mother if I ever had to, but I never had to, and that also took time too. Didn't have it right off the bat. And that's okay. That's normally that's how it works. But I feel her completely, and I'm like, you just need to let the daddy handle him, or let the mama handle him, because in today's world, you put your hands on somebody else's child and they go to therapy, and God forbid they say you hit them or use it in the wrong way. And I just never have felt comfortable with laying my hands on any of my stepkids. I just know my own kid, different story, but there's a time and a place for that too. I know that there's just there's so many things that we battle with as step parents, and I know the biological parents know it as well, but they don't see the backside of like what we talk to our husbands and wives about when the kids aren't around. Um, and so I feel like they don't see every aspect of it, but they do, and we all have our different stories. But I don't get why y'all biological parents and step parents, or just biological parents, and I know you are separated for a reason, okay? I do. But you had children and you laid down and made those children. So when you do separate, you make it work for those children, whether you want to be together or not. You make it work. Stop bad talking them each other in front of the children. If you're going to do it, do behind their back. But don't do it in front of the children where they repeat it. Or making that other person look bad. Don't do that either. It's stupid. I don't care if you don't see eye to eye. Everything a child from probably 6 years on repeats. Maybe 4 or 5. It depends on how your child is. But they repeat it. And so if you're going to go behind closed walls in front of them or in front of other children that can repeat it to them and talk smack, just do it behind closed walls when there aren't ears around. It's ridiculous. And when you can't get along with the co-parent that is stepping into a situation, because I promise you we make choices to get into these situations before we do it. We know the kids are um in these our lives are going to be in the picture. So we're not going to just step in, "Oh, I don't want to do this." Now, I will say that there are girls and guys that will step in the picture and think, "Oh, I'm going to take over and these kids ain't going to be around." You're an idiot too. Don't ever do that, because that child needs to come first in that person's life no matter what. And if you're thinking, if you come in with your conniving behind doing that, you're stupid. Those children need to come first. And when you step into that lifestyle, you need to decide, "Oh, that child's going to come first in my life too." Because that's just how it is. It's just wild that this world and these co-parents and step-parents and whatever have come to these stories. And people that just don't even have anything to do with their kids because of lives they decided to live. Like, what? But I don't know stories behind stories, so that's just my thinking. But I love to see when co-parents can get along. I love it. I love to see it on Facebook when I see my friends that are co-parenting now and all that good stuff. And I see my story, and we're able to battle these battles and do it well. It's great. I promise you, it's the best life. We live the best life over here. We're able to be there for our kids and be together and go to events or celebrate birthdays together, and that's okay. This morning I got up and I went and got my stepson and his girlfriend for his birthday. It's tomorrow, and I asked their mama to come outside and take a picture with me because I wanted a picture of me, her, and him. We literally have so many options to have pictures, and we have never taken one with me, her, and him. We have one with our daughter, but not me, her, and him. So I made her come outside, and I was like, "Hey, I want you to take a picture with me, you, and him, so that we can have a picture together." Because we didn't have one. That's so crazy. In the 10 years we've been around each other, never had a picture with me, her, and him. So we got one today. But that's just how we work. And she didn't mind. And then I got us some Elianos, dropped it back by her house, and we went on about our day to celebrate him. But I don't know. I don't understand why co-parenting is so hard for people. I feel like we should be able to do it all together. And if you need the advice to get into it, I can help you. I promise mine was not always easy, and she will admit that. Me and her have had those conversations, the hard ones. And we know that it's not always been easy, but we're thankful for where we're at now. So I want to hear from you guys. I know that I've mumbled on and had my stories and all that, but I want to hear from you guys and your opinions on co-parenting. Really, what makes it so hard to do? Um, why? Why is it because you can't agree with each other? Then come to a agreement in the middle. Meet in the middle. Because at the end of the day, it is for the kids. It will always be for the kids, and they see it all, and they know it all. They know what's going on, and they're gonna have an opinion one day on your behalf. I promise you, because I do. And so make it work. Make it work for the kids. Um, and just be a team. That's all I got for you this week on Half Mom Whole Chaos. Be sure to go follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Go follow Bear Branch Homestead. I tag her on my Facebook, and DTB, D as in dog, T as in Tom, B as in boy, Hunt and Harvest. Go follow her as well on Facebook. She's on my page and I have her tagged. Go give them a follow. They're moms and women battling co-parenting issues or whatever issues you're battling. Um, if you are a mom or a woman or a stepmom or whoever you are, all women are welcome here on Half Mom Whole Chaos. And I want to hear your stories. I thank you so much for listening this week, and I can't wait to continue to grow with you guys.